Today we're going to be making a rot jar, which is pretty much like a glorified worm bin, but it's going to help us process a lot of our negative emotions and help transform them into something positive. Because I think that's something that'll bring a lot of people hope and help us work through some of the shit that's going on in the world right now. So for me, you can put whatever sigil you want for like rebirth, regeneration, transformation on the bottom of your jar. I actually chose to do the Milky Way because I think it's a wonderful reminder about the chaos in the universe and how the micro affects the macro, and how no matter what we do, there's still going to be chaos. There's still going to be things out there in the world that we can't help, but everything eventually divulges into chaos and is broken down no matter what you do and how you try to stop it. So things are always transforming and things are always changing and things are always getting better. And sometimes, especially on the cosmic level, it's very violent and it can be super explosive. And we don't see that all the time. So it's things that help remind us of our position in the world and in this universe and in life itself. If you want to see how to get it so perfect and have fun with it, just drop a little comment below and I'll send you a link. But first, to start off, we're going to draw our sigil or our symbol or anything that represents that to ourselves. And then we're going to need something on the base, because if we don't have something to absorb the water, our little friends are going to not do so well because they don't swim so well. So I have a whole bunch of little pieces of paper and I have written things on these. I figure everyone's got a list like Aria has, and it's a personal list to everyone, so we don't necessarily need to divulge the things that we want to change in the world, whether that is pedophiles or corruption or people in general, things that we just want stuff to get better from. So write out your list. You can write whatever names or organizations on there that you want, and we're going to use that as our base. I think I dropped one. Oh, yes, I did. There we go. So they're trying to escape, but nobody escapes. Nobody's gonna escape. We're just gonna put all of our negative emotions in this jar. We're gonna trust the universe to turn it all around and make it positive. So once we have a good base so that our little friends don't drown, we're gonna need something to help them eat. So my first food I want to use is some apples, because one rotten apple can spoil the whole bunch. So these are just my old chicken apples I had in the refrigerator, and I figure this is a pretty good use. Want to keep in mind how big our jar is, so don't fill it up too much. It's okay to have some left over. They can go straight into the compost later. See, we'll get some of that in there. We'll build a little bit more of a base. This is just dirt. Just dirt out of my garden, out of the compost. And we'll just put a little layer in there, just over the apples. Just something to make it do a good little job and cover it up and give it some medium. And don't be afraid your paper gets squished down. We're going to squish it down and make more room, because we got lots of fun stuff to put in here. So, a little bit of dirt. We can add more later. Doesn't take much. Shuffle it down, mix it all around, and then, let's see. Oh, shh. Everyone is welcome in here, Miss Tiffany. I have help. So she came to help along too. And then we'll put some coffee grounds in here, because worms love coffee grounds. I've been saving them up for a few days. Let's put a good amount of coffee grounds. Yeah. There we go. And let's put some greenery. This is my borage. It didn't really survive the frost, so we're just going to use it to make something better. Doesn't matter what it looks like, because it's all just gonna rot. This is a rot jar. This is everything that we want to rot and to come out as something better. And honestly, I'm looking forward to putting this in my little veggie starts in a couple months because I think that'll be perfect. It's like, and if you get some apples or other things grown too, the more the merrier. So break it up. You don't want it to be too big of a span. There. Let's put that down. Get that in there. And put in a little bit more dirt. Because we don't want it to be all veggies. We want somewhere for all the bacteria and stuff to grow. Those little microorganisms are so good. The difference between the macro and micro is so small that we need to consider all of it. It all works together to make something quite wonderful. So we got all that. And then I have a very special ingredient I wanted to add. I've actually been saving these up in my refrigerator for a little while. But my special ingredient is... Oh, are you hiding it, Miss Tiffany? Where are they? Where did they go? Oh, you have them. Okay, thank you. She's such a good helper. We're going to put some cherries. And I wanted to use cherries because of the folklore surrounding our first president. He was so honest when he got his brand new hatchet and cut down his daddy's cherry tree. I figured it'd be something that would be amazing to bring into this because I want to see that return to our presidency and our government. I want to see that type of honesty return and that type of transparency return because I think we've lost sight of that. And I think it'll do everyone a big deal of goodness to just have that. And what if these little sprouts sprout? We have so many little pits in there. So we'll just pour some cherries in there. And then we'll pour a little bit more dirt. Just something to give it some base. And then get that in there. Get some more coffee grounds. Getting kind of full, but our friends are going to love it. Make sure that they're all safe because they're going to break this stuff down in no time, and it won't be nearly as full after they get done with it. The bacteria and the little wormies, they work so hard to keep this world going, and I think that they deserve a little bit of recognition. Same with Minneapolis. Congratulations on your nomination for the Nobel Peace Prize. You deserve it so much. I'm so proud of you. Thank you for representing what America truly is and standing up for all of us. So here are our little friends. I had to go buy little friends because my ground is frozen. I didn't want to hurt anybody. But these guys are little red wigglers. And you can use like normal earthworms. You don't have to go buy them. You can get them out of your garden if the season's right. And just add our little friends. They're still kind of cold because they've been living in the refrigerator for a little while. But they're a great source to break things down for us. We're just going to put our little soldiers to work, breaking all that organic material down and making it something new. Oh, there, come on, y'all. There, all of the little wormies. And it's quite a bit of worms for the size of the jar, but once it warms up outside, and we're getting there, I'm just going to go dump half this out so that they can be free and add some different genetics into my compost because that's important too. It's important to understand that even worms need some diversity. Okay, so we got our little worm buddies in there. We got everything we need except for a little bit of water. So when you're making this, make sure that you're using the right intent. It's not to destroy anything. It's not to hurt anyone. It's just to transform things. So even if people have done bad actions and even if there's evil in the world, it still can be transformed into something good. And that's what we want to remember. It's not to hurt, it's not to harm, it's to transform. And so hopefully within a couple months or so, this little rotten jar of disgustingness will go straight into my garden and help everything grow, and it'll be positive. And it's a good way to turn all of these negative emotions that I'm holding as far as my list down here into something that not only supports me, but supports this entire ecosystem. So we're creating a little ecosystem in the jar. And be careful how much water you add. It is important to be careful. When the apples and cherries break down, it'll also give some water to the situation. So you don't want anyone to drown down in the bottom, but it does need a little bit of water to make things start going. So I'm not going to add more than like well, I guess I did add a little bit more than half a cup, so I'll just have to watch the bottom and make sure I don't have any little swimmers down there. And then once you're done, we'll just close it up and it'll do its thing. We don't have to do too much with it. We can always add more to it, and if we have some more paper we want to add, that's fine too. Just remember that it's an ecosystem. It has to be balanced. We can't add all paper. We have to add more organic material too, and that can be things like leftover dinner scraps, banana peels, coffee grounds. They love all that. And with the red wigglers, I made sure I have small holes on my lid. Do not forget to put holes in your lid, because not only do the bacteria need it, the little wormy worms need it too. So be careful that it's not too big. You can always use a mesh screen or something as well. So get our lid on. And also, you're going to have to add some eggshells as well, because it's really good for the earthworms too, to have eggshells. They need it for their little systems, so don't forget about them. And they also don't really like the light, so if you're using a glass jar, which you don't have to use glass jars, I just thought it'd be cool, you're probably going to want to wrap something around them so that they are a little bit more protected. I made a cute little cozy so that they could stay all nice and warm. And that'll help with the bacteria too, help everything get broken down. So we'll just stick them in their little bag so that they're protected from the sunlight. They can do their job and feel all nice and cozy and go to work for me. There we go. Yeah, we'll get the little straps over so that it stays. And so there we have it, our little rot jar. And I also have it so that it can fold down, because once it starts breaking down, they don't need it on top as much. So you can fold it down now, and over the next couple days it should break down. There we go. So we have our cute little rat jar, and hopefully that'll help you and help you process some of the negative things in the world and help it all go into your compost later on. So thank you for watching, and have fun making your own little rot jar.